Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians! I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways, cyberways, and midways, just trying to make things go. Folks, today, welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your show of conversation and creativity in the morning, where I will hold you accountable for what you've been up to. But before we get into that, let's pay some bills. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, the Simple Spear, and the Big Stumpy Robots line of books and games. Be sure to support it and buy all that good stuff through Amazon. Also, be sure to hook up our friend, Joe Bachman, by going to his site, JB Tech Apps, if it will show. Who gave us a generous donation of a year's worth of sexy StreamYard to get the ball rolling. And we are eternally grateful for that, aren't we? Yes, folks, be sure to shout out to Joe. And I do want to remind you, if you wish to pay me directly for any reason, you may gladly do so at paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. We also benefit slightly from the upgrades I do for the Historical Fencing Guild. So shout out to the Historical Fencing Guild Patreon members who keep the lights on when I'm not getting major donations from the awesomeness of Joe Bachman. Now, folks, before we get in the chat, it has been a day. It has been a day, and I have accountability to discuss, and it is hopping and popping. New news dropping, and the book is on top. Yes, Art and Tales, my short collection, has actually been able to be put out in Kindle. Volume 1, first edition, is out on not just Kindle, on paperback. Now, I did have to fight the good fight with the, actually had to resort to Kindle Creates formatting. So some of the images are a touch smaller and placed a little differently than I would have, but we make concessions whenever we are publishing through things that are unexpected. I am happily lurked in the back by Joe Bachman. He is watching my every move, and that is okay, because I love him. And, I know he likes to watch, and Joe, that's fine. That's fine. Keep yourself happy. Now, whatever floats your boat. So, speaking of Joe, the first person through the door today, and I do have more announcements and things, is Joe Bachman. Good morning and happy hump day, Nevermore. It's time to get over that hump and finish the week strong. This has been a week, folks. This has been a run. I was woken up by what I lovingly call my dog bite, which is a very specific type of cramp slash. Basically, my right leg decides to go have a rave and not tell the rest of my body it's having an exceptionally violent rave. And it works about like you would expect the leg of a 42-year-old man to work at a rave. So blinding agony, and I got flung straight out of bed. Because, I mean, if you kick with all human force and you're not doing it, whee! Splatted into the wall like a bug on the windshield and slid right down. So that's how I started my day. The lovely interwebs decided to update, which those of you who know that if my tablet is plugged in, my computer won't boot up. So I was fighting that. Huge again, thanks to Joe Bachman for lurking just in case I somehow lost those battles and was slain and left in a pile of Hawaiian shirt-clad manatee meat all over my digital floor here. And now Joe and everyone's thinking about my Hawaiian clad manatee meat. that is beautiful. That, folks, that is beautiful. So, meanwhile, let's see who else was chatting. Yeah, there will be no sanity today. None. We need insanity. And I do have a surprise that I was set last minute. So while I was doing all this, I was uploading something that I get to share. I'm really excited. I've been doing a bunch of game design stuff in the background. Oh my gosh. Since Monday, the brain is starting to work, but it's trying to work on 5 different game projects at once. So it's just like smoke is coming out of my little clockwork ears. Anyhow, so Donna Carleen. Hey, Donna, how you doing? You may be getting more fan art in the near future because I had so much fun. I did a picture for Donna Monday after the show because we were talking about Donna petting the purple dragon. And I had so much fun drawing little Donna that I may do some little Donna, stuff because it was fun. Hey, Donna. Hey, Joby. Oh, and you can find that art on nickt.deviantart.com or just check the quick play, which is on the time lapse, which is on this channel. But don't do it now. Watch this show now. Dang it. Whoosh. Don't make me demonstrate my dominess. Anyhow. Hey, Carl's greeting everybody. Joe's greeting Carl. Oh, we got accountability from Carl. Accountability. I worked on a bit of the spy novel. Found more facts that I need to include, which make it even more interesting in the end. Folks, I am so excited for this project. I cannot say the name of the project because it represents a case that I am somewhat familiar with, that I love, ripped from the headlines in a story by Carl Witzman. Dun dun. Anyhow, moving on. Rich, hi, Richie. Please, Richie, finish something and make a commercial so I can promote it. Morning, friends and fiends. How goes? Well, we're keeping our fiends mostly in check, but man, today's one of those days where I feel like it's trying to get loose and kick butt. And that's okay. I may have unleashed an addictive, older, free-to-play game on Joe Bachman and anybody else who knows it called Hawken. Hawken. It used to be on PC, but they decided to stop supporting it because they suck. But it is still on Xbox and PlayStation. I may have found my morning. Okay, I have to recalibrate. Although I did not get to this morning because kicked out of bed. And you would think, being a married man of over 20 years at being married, while my sword instruction career is only just slightly longer than my marriage. Anyhow, it would be Mandy launching me out of bed. She's done it before. She'll do it again. But no, apparently I missed her so much my leg had to launch me. Just sprung. And that's a lot of manatee meat to move that manically on a Wednesday. So, accountability. Caught the heck up on sleep I haven't been able to get for a month. Yay for finally getting meds refilled. Self-care is accountability, folks. Self-care is accountability. I am really starting to feel, if I don't get a haircut soon, I'm going to fall into the realm of long-haired Nick again. And if it gets much longer, I'll be, well, fine. I'm happy with it, and I'll have to start taking care of it as long. And do I want to be the long-haired gray guy? Do I? I don't know if I can pull off Deuce. And that's from Danger Girl, one of the greatest comics ever made. Moving on. Yay, Rich. Hey, Rich. Yay for meds. That was me dyslexicing 2 comments. Hey, Rich. Wish I had sleeping meds. Not sleeping meds, nerve pain meds. Gabapentin. I take it, and because of the sleep schedule, mine got messed up, which is probably why I got Return of the Dog Bite. We shall see. But I understand. I really understand. My accountability. Haven't done much in the way of writing. I do plan to get some done today as time allows. And Joe says most of my accountability has been geared toward the Parks Department. How dare you do public service? How dare you be a good human being and inspiration to us all? God dang it, Joe. You're going to make other people want to be good, civic-minded individuals instead of lounging as the masses. It makes me want to join, the Earl Park assorted councils, but I don't have an apocalypse cloak to stand wobbling in the dog park that doesn't have dogs, near Rock Lake that has no water but does have a boat going. Anyway, but I mean, somebody has to sacrifice people to the corn sharks, so you have to respect the people who do the job. Morning, Rich. Let's see what she says. Through the past 2 days, I can't now. Okay, we're going to try that again. Though the past few days now that I can concentrate, I've been thinking more about the story that I can get Nick to rage over. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to hear the end. It's been 10 years. I'm ready to hear the end of it, okay? Been mentally rebuilding the plot point so I can get from point A to Plaid. It went sideways a couple times, and we're off the alphabet numbers and geological location to colors. And you apparently have jumped to patterns if you said Plaid. Good Lord, though, that's awful fast. Do you have a permit to be driving at Plaid speed? Good God, they've gone Plaid. And apparently I do this a lot. I was scolded briefly on Nerdcat. Well, not scolded, but mimicked. And apparently I'm all about the double-handed knife hands. Yeah! And judging by I see myself, this is very much my gesture. I will project the words into your face. Anyhow. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Blue Teddy Narrations. Good morning, everyone. Yay. They're sweet. I like Blue Teddy. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, Blue. Hey, Blue Teddy. What up, lovelies? Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Hold. I have to show something. I have to show something special. And it's not. Oh, wait. Well, let me mix it. Let me see. Make sure it's cool. Wow. And we had comment dumps go scramble. Now, I got a message sometime relatively early today, late for me, from Mike Jimmy Lorsha DeBron, who was one of my favorite people on the planet. And he sent me something, a preview of his awesome animation project for Life on Korra, the one that I got to voice in. Now, I don't think we're to that part, but you get to see the awesomeness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide his comment, understanding fully that I'm going to be lost, and I'm going to show you a special, if I can get to come up, thank you, a special sneak preview, guys, just because we love you. Well, looks like, okay, that's cool. Here we go.
If there was any other way, I'd consider it. Let's do it then.
Oh, they're so cool! That was the voices of Nita Lanning and Daphne Lage. But oh my God, that's so cool. That is so cool, Mike Jimmy. Oh, that's neat. And that is part of the animated trailer video for this project, which I will now plug because it is finished. I'm so excited, and I cannot hide it. Okay. It's beginning to look a lot like awesome. All righty. So let's find where we were. Pow, 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 pow. That looks amazing. And I am looking forward, hopefully in the new year, to actually, I'm scraping money together to support that Kickstarter, and of course the Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, the RPG, which I have to get a new commercial from Luke for. And here we are. We've got everybody greeting Blue Teddy, and we've got Mike Jimmy saying "What up, lovelies," and we got Carl greeting. Everybody's greeting Mike Jimmy, and see, there's love. There's love. Can you feel the love, Mike Jimmy? Anyhow, and so boom. And Mike Jimmy says, I am happy to say the proof copies of Life on Korra Volume 1 look awful. And tell me exactly what I need to happen to make them beautiful. Received them yesterday. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Mike Jimmy. Whoa. Hey, Mike Jimmy. Okay. And we also we're coming up on 40 followers. So if you haven't yet, follow the link, kickstarter.com/projects, fairies and ents, Life on Korra Volume 1 for the pre-launch. Follow that so that Kickstarter knows that this is a good project. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get to find out what's going on behind things. Morning, everyone. Good morning, Nick. Hope all is well. Good morning, Mr. Joe D. McPhee. And when Joe D. McPhee comes on, we take a minute, we slow things down, we smooth things out, and we remember that this is WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore. And for the smoothest in self-promotional ads, we go to Joe D. McPhee.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Yeah, folks, if you want Jody's unique take on all things interesting, go for the Small Desk of a Small Press Publisher. And it's the premiere. Okay, where are we? Sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, gotta find where I was because I had a comment dump. Wow, I had a major comment dump. Okay, cool. That means you guys love me. You really love me. Good morning. We're getting comments bounced around. Apparently, Joe Bachman, that's neat. Somehow, Joe Bachman commented a whole bunch of my links early on, and they did not show up, and they've been retroactively added. So please look up my stuff. Go to www.nicholastockert.com. It's basically like a 2012 link tree right now. I'm working on it. I just have to find my big book of knowledge, which find in this mess. There's a large stink bug. I don't know how they get in, but it's staring at me. You stay over there. I'm working. Or I'm going to put you on the show. Hey, you come in my office. I put you to work, stink bug. Anyhow, I'll remove it later. It's just sitting on my copy of my flashing copy, the one I hold up, of Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, the role-playing game, Storming the Gates of the Heck, Episode 1. Episode 2 is coming out too. Now, where were we? Yes, I'm having one of those days. Plaid colors. Morning, everyone. Morning, blue, green. We're almost back. There we are. And Mike Jimmy's happy to see Jody. Jody's happy. We got more greetings. Greetings. More greetings and greetings and greetings and greetings, because that's the simplest chat in the world. Greetings and greetings. And there are the ads that are back where they're supposed to be, sort of, or I'm just that far behind. Wow, cool. That just means you guys have been busy. All Things Nick, bit.ly/Tockert. BSR Quick Play on iOS, 99 cents, bit.ly/iOS BSR QP. Big Stompy Robots Lob and Pew Roller for Android, free. BSR LP Android. Yeah, guys, get it free. You it gets you a free copy of the Quick Play rules. That's right. I love Joe Bachman so much I gave him access to a free copy of the Quick Play rules. Check out Nick's live stream every Friday night on the Historical Fencing Guild, bit.ly/HFG Guild. Check out Carl's books on Lulu, bit.ly/Carl Witzman. Donna's books on Lulu, Donna Carly, that's a bit.ly. Bit.ly, Donna Carly. We got some work to do now. For all things Michaela Jade, check out bit.ly/author Michaela Jade. JB Tech Apps. I don't know why that had that response. It just looked like that our man Jody McPhee was going big and kind of going hard. Carl Witzman, what did you do to Calvin? He's pouting in the window. Catch it from the desk of a small press publisher on YouTube, bit.ly/Exensty Studio. Check out Blue Teddy narrations on YouTube, bit.ly/Blue Teddy. Who knows? Didn't pet him enough? Petted him too much? Charcoal just joined him. He's lucky not to be lying on her Afghan. I hope that's not euphemism. Don't mind me just lurking in the back of the studio. And I'm actually 20 minutes behind. I thought I was keeping up. I have massive comment dumps hitting. So there we go. Okie dokies. Carl Witzman, petting happened and it made the cats furious. Can't win with cats. Nope. Right. Mike Jimmy, I'm not drawing Nick's Hawaiian clad manatee meat. Maybe ask Daphne. Oh my God. Yes. I live in the realm of I make a smart aleck remark and it echoes. I'm like, did I say that? I just try to keep it double entendre. And if Daphne Lage was doing like anthro art of me, 1, oh my God. 2, it probably would be a manatee. I've been in the field a long, long time. And Nick having ties to anthro artists long predates the Manatee Man as a concept. Although I really think there's a lot to be learned from the floaty potato. As somebody who suffers from anxiety, I just need to embrace my own floaty potato sometimes. Yeah, wow. Chill out and eat more salad. Shoot. God, my Patronus is a manatee. 2-ton animal just goes clunk. Okay. A beautiful picture. I love it. Oh, thank you. Okay, guys, we're going to pull it down for a minute. Not doing good today. Lost one of my best friends yesterday in a senseless car accident. Donna, this is the point where Brian would, if he hasn't already said, may all your memories be golden. But this is it's a tragedy, and everyone here mourns your loss and loss of your friend. And when such things happen, we have to grieve, and that's a given, and it's a natural. And there's also an opportunity for folks to realize life is undetermined. We never know when our time is going to come. And it's something I've had to think about quite a bit. And when we have someone we lose, our obligation, I think, and I do, any wishes they have is to carry that out the best we can, because I certainly would like my wishes to be carried out in the event of my passing. But and to remember the light they gave and the lessons they've given us, and take those lessons and impart them on others if possible. A lot of us there is always a temptation to procrastinate. And as creators, at least for somebody like me, it's a war between creation and procrastination, because my brain rebels against order. But time is short, guys. And I want everybody who knows Donna to reach out to her and give her support. I'm serious. DM her. And not just now. One thing I found is wait a couple weeks after somebody's passed and then reach out again. Because there's always a flurry of support when somebody passes. But the next day, the next week, the next month, a lot of people won't realize the pain is still there. So please reach out and support folks so that as friends, as part. I don't ask directly a lot of this organization, whatever we want to call it, the Rising Tide broadcasters, the Nevermorians, whatever. But Donna's one of our own. So reach out to her. Be there for her. Entertain. Now, in service and in absolute reverence, I'm going to continue with my idiocy, as I do very shortly, because that's how I serve. Occasionally, on these difficult, the long dark tea times of the soul, I can give comfort and I can give support, but I also give distraction. So I'm going to go right on back to my craziness, because that's the only way I can give service to you guys right now. Zen hugs all around. So we'll go through the comments and then we'll get right back into the DC, because that's what we do. So Donna, my condolences. Thanks, Mike Jimmy. Am I so bad for thinking, unfortunately, that fortunately her murderer was also killed after hitting 2 other cars? I would say that is a very natural response. And one should not be held in, especially in the short term, after traumatic loss, for being less than merciful to others. I'm certainly not going to scold you if you're feeling that way, because I know one of my character faults is I have no small amount of wrath that I'm capable of. So I understand. So, yeah, you're fine, Donna. And if you want to talk offline with someone who isn't your lovely husband, you can slide into my DMs anytime you want. And yeah, that's right. I'll flirt with people. It's who I am. It's what I do. Now, accountability. I'll be hosting CBS this Thursday. And I will say this, but ask y'all to keep this under your hats until official closure. I'll be returning to C2E2 this coming year. Continued. Contract for the booth was signed on yesterday. So here on a public show, we will keep it under our hats. Yes! Congratulations, and I hope you make excellent funds. I have a project to an editor, so we're in the works, folks. And with the way my brain works, I'm thinking it may take a bit for the editor to translate Richie into real people. That's what editors are for, or so I'm told. Donnie, Carly. No, you're not as right in your anger, but keep in mind, in the end, they had a family too. Yeah. At Mike Jimmy Larson. And that's basically what you have gotten as a private message a little later. But you got to stay balanced. It's a long story. I imagine. Donna, I agree with the sentiment. It's justice. Nick, in my world, plaid is a color. That one, I actually hung up my processor for a minute there, Joe, Richie, because I keep seeing assorted plaid. Okay, what you guys don't know is your usual winter Nick, which hasn't been so much lately because I'm trying to keep the moods up, is a plaid flannel clad creature. All through college, I was an oversized flannel clad creature, lurking the highly caffeinated halls. But so I have had many a different color of plaid. It's like my brain keeps screaming, I do not think that word means what you think it means. It's inconceivable. Anyway, no, that's fine. Flexible mind. Plaid's a color to Richie. Gotcha. The problem with the long story is that it always takes someone to bring it down to a doable story. Thanks, Richie. It's the premiere! Yes, that was so cool! That animation is so well timed. Thanks. It took ages. And evening, Bonser. Let's run an ad for Bonser, since Sponsored Vocal of Radio Retro Future is here. Which one do we want to run? Oh, we'll run the short Kickstarter.
Good day, Kips and Scabs. You actually managed to reach our first goal of 30 followers on our Kickstarter to fund Bound for the Sticks, a novel by Sponsored Vocal that will include Roar, the founder. But you're not off the hook yet. We need a lot more kibble before we can fulfill this campaign. Our next goal is 50 followers, which will unlock a new item that will be made available during the campaign. A miniature of our protagonist, some scav I never heard of. Regardless, you get to visit Arcology, the capital of the multiverse, founded by me, Duncan Lexicon, and you'll get to see my studio and my horde of collectors down the end of the hall casino. So, get to work! And in case you are Tockert to visit our beautiful city, check out our video guide, link in the description, and of course make your stay your way.
I totally did not just have epic battles with a stink bug to get it out the door. Woo! Victory is mine, so saith the neck. Okay. Yes, please, if you are loving the Association of Ishtar, arcology, and all that goodness, please support that wonderful system, the wonderful Kickstarter, and help Bonser make more stuff. Now let's see comments. We are almost evening. Okay, that's so great. I love it. Isn't it cool? Oh my gosh! But that puts me at 2 scenes down out of yes. Oh, but it's so cool. Hello, Radio Retro Future. Hey, Bonser. Cool. Everybody's greeting Bonser. I have an early work weekend. Should be able to get the final round of editing done and the layout. Awesome. Check out the latest Kickstarter from Radio Retro Future at associationofishtar.com/Kickstarter. Thanks for sharing, Joe. Psst. 5 likes, 8 watching. Like before Aunt Donna gets stern. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, please like and support this because I want to keep doing these, and I do have a dream of eventually monetizing. I put a huge amount of effort into my broadcasts. It would be nice to have YouTube, who's getting free, getting all this content from me, to have to give me a cent or two. First part of Christmas Story featuring Arwen coming soon. Johan is working on an adorable image. Anwen is my person. Anwen's adorable. And if you don't know who Anwen is, go read up on the Association of Ishtar. Got your Kickstarter added to my list of links, Mike, Jimmy, Lorsha DeBron. You are a hero, Joe. Oh my gosh, we have the best heroes. Now, more comment dump. Okay. Hey, Bonser. See, everybody loves Bonser. Hey, Donna. Can't the book tell you where the book is? Hi, Johnny. Just gonna come in like that? That's awesome. At JP Art on Twitter. Follow Johnny Cage if you like very, very, very attractive women drawn in very attractive fashions. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Joe. Hey, Johnny. Everybody's greeting Johnny. And lots of greetings. Let's get the greetings. And everybody else. That's right. And what's this? Yes, we love Nick, and you can too for $39.95. PayPal.me/Nicholas Tockert. I will accept literally any money that goes into that. And shout out to the folks who, shout out to Carl who gave me a little bit to help offset the $600 shank we took on getting Manda's truck fixed. Oh, well, the Android one isn't actually free. That's just the roller without the quick play rules. Here's the link that should have been posted. Nick Tockert's BSR quick play for Android, 99 cents. And there we go. Awesome. It is so cool to be able to do that. It really does blow my brain. Just let's see. Morning, Johnny. Hi, Rich. Okay, cool. I really need to go through and reorganize my links. They're all just sitting in a notepad file currently. I have organization is the bane of my existence, and at some point I will get up there. Thank you, Joe. I guess I forgot the horns and tail on the mixed drawing. I'll do it. I actually am getting that. All jest aside, the picture Johnny freaking Cage did for me, I think I still have it where I can show it. I think I do as an overlay. It was supposed to be. It is not. Anyway, the picture he did for me was earth-shattering, and I'm actually going to get printed up and put on my wall in my study. It's on the list of several things I need printed off to go on my wall in my study. Kind of like the copy of my art submission that got rumpled because I had a stuff slide. But this is going to go up on my wall on the side. This isn't what Johnny did, but it's in reach. And the map of the Zelda overworld. But yes, thank you. You do not know how awesome that art was. It was moving, and I really appreciate it. My condolences. Nick blanked out for a second there. Thought I was about to have to try and make an appearance for a second. No, that was just I have a flexible mind, but it's a little slow in the morning, so I have to go click. Okay, sure. And now plaid is the color. Donna, the response, is it a bit karmatic or karmic? It's not like you are acting on your anger of it, but seeing the bigger picture of reaping the fruit of what was done. Not an eye for an eye, but balance. See, I know parts of that. And because it's not my story to tell, I don't. Does that make sense? Hey, if people can identify as a cat, plaid can be a color. If all the people down south call all soda Coke and Pepsi, depending on the region, then I think I can think this way. Other folks don't have to. No, it's okay. Words have meanings. Meanings evolve. However, words and names for things also have power. So occasionally what you will see is when a word is used in a manner that does not meet its definition, occasionally I twitch. It isn't a fault. It isn't a judgment. It is a mechanical process error. And it's why sometimes I have trouble when people change their names or they change their pronouns or they change their gender. It isn't any reflection on them. It is that I am incredibly dyslexic, dyscalculic, ADHD, and what that means is concepts are incredibly fluid for me, and their connections are really, really fluid. Things flip around in my mind in 3 and sometimes 4D. It's like I will have ideas basically get exiled out of my mind and suspended for X amount of time till it has to pop in fully formed. That means sometimes my mental processes have trouble because the meaning of words are one of the few things I try to keep fairly concrete. Those are islands of stability in a ranging from an ocean to a nebula, depending on how deep I am into metacognition, of fluctuating concepts and connections. So that every once in a while I'll be like, because it's really hard. Because as soon as a word changes meaning, it changes the shape of the word. It changes the connections it's then applied to, and it takes me a while to process all the shifts in the flow of the statistics around it. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. but that's how my mind works. When a boulder becomes a pebble, both are roundish stones. But a boulder has an implication, a pebble has a different implication. And that means in the flow of time, they make radically different shapes of ripples. So every once in a while, when somebody will use something like that, Nick.exe just sort of doesn't crash, but it lags for a while. And I hope that answers a variety of questions people have asked, because it's not malicious and it has nothing to do with the world around. I mean, I don't care if you call all bears blues, but I'm going to have to process that a little bit. And yeah. Let's see, blanked out. Emotional responses can't be incorrect, only what we do with them. And unacknowledged emotions are what lead to bad actions more than often not. I'd like to feel like you in your shoes. I'd like to feel like you in your shoes, Donna. My condolences. Yep. Being able to do and doing the thing are two whole different things, Richie. Yes. But I should get on with dinner. But I'm a lazy butt. This is how far into breakfast I've gotten today. Jody, my Viking blood cries out for vengeance it can never be. The murderer was running from the police because she'd set a house on fire. But that is what it is, and I will learn to live with it. That's all we can do. Well, it wasn't a battle, so she's not in Valhalla, so she'll likely deal with hell, and her forever will likely not be so nice. And Richie's keeping in system with Donna's beliefs, and I respect that. Check out Donnie. Check out Johnny Cage on Twitter. Twitter.com/JP7Art. Please do. He does wonderful stuff. At Don Carly Carlene, I understand how traditions for justice by one's hands. That's why the karma has happened. It's not satisfying. Besides, Duma hasn't been out to play for a bit. Words have power, and that's why Starbucks orders summon demons. Unless it summons lemons because your handwriting is bad. Yes, Nick, I feel you on that. It's hard to change what you've called someone or something for a long time by switching to a new name or gender. I find it daily. Did he say that Baloo is all bears? No, Baloo. Okay, B-A-L-L-B-A. I'm sorry, B-A-L-O-O. Baloo, not Blue, as in Blue Teddy narrations, who may be the best of bears. Baloo, the name used for the bear in Jungle Book and more importantly Tailspin from Disney, that was also a short-term memory test on the iStep programs where we had to learn BS words that had false meanings just to see if we could retain them. And a few of them still rattle every once in a while. Blue Teddy says, I am all bears, and all bears is me. Da-da, da-da-da. Well, we know Blue Teddy has a blue lightsaber, and I'm all here for it. Whoa, what a trip. Philosophy with Nick can get pretty trippy because I metacognate on metacognition, which means I think about the process of thinking about the processes of thought. Yeah. And whenever I go looking into mind, some people have mind palaces, some people have just boxes. Depending on what levels of thought I'm in, oftentimes I have a web of little boxes, like a three-dimensional moving flowchart. with travel indicators, and lights of ideas go pulsing through, bing, 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 when I'm looking at the process. And along every single one of the connecting lines is basically a sliding scale of statistics of likelihood, processing how likely versus how pursued isn't desirable, might be the right outcome something is, and it just networks out. So it's like, ping, what's going to happen? I don't know if that makes any sense. If you can think about thinking, the book can tell you where the book is. Well, I'm a pantser, so the books always tell me where the book is and what the book does. I don't know the story till I get going. One of the last sets of plugs for me for a day. Want to learn? Here's a good one, guys. Want to learn more about road construction? Check out Joe Bachman's YouTube channel, CI Construction Inspector Joe, Northwest Indiana, NWI. So CI Joe NWI. Check that out. And check out Dan Hollifield's books on Amazon, and Amanda's book, bit.ly/Dan Hollfield, and Amanda Tockert's books on Amazon, bit.ly/Amanda Tockert. I was talking to Kivrin recently, and she was talking to Amanda. These things happen. And, oh, God. Kivrin likes to mess with me, folks. She's very, very shy, very, very, very private person. But she will send me just the most messed up humor. I'm sorry, I was seeing her books. So support Kivrin St. James, too. If romance is your thing, she just has to be so careful. Poor girl. Anyway, some people stand in the middle of the cognitive highways with signs pointing off to the creepy, off to the weird, creepy road saying, "Free pancakes 2 miles that way." Oh, I miss some of those people in my life. I haven't heard from Frank in a while. But yes, folks, associate with the weird. You learn interesting things. And don't be afraid to think about your processes. I know I probably got real weird for a minute there, and that's okay. I think in if-then statements and flow charts that are 3-dimensional or 4-dimensional, as I've mentioned, or I just step out and I just start walking through worlds that I then write about. My mind is a far more interesting place than I am. But gotta go, have fun. You too. But now we've chatted and we've greeted. Let's talk shop. It is coming up on the end of 2022. We're a couple weeks from Christmas, folks, and a couple weeks not far from 2023. How are you wrapping up the year? Have you gone hands off? I'm done. Are you just grinding away to get in at some objective deadline? How are you approaching the end of the year? Let's see. Gotta go. Have fun. Associating with the weird is something I do on a daily basis, mainly because I live with it. Weird. You don't live with any weird. And granted, your lovely wife is a quasi-elven aspiring swamp witch of the green who has an army of rat familiars. But, I mean, that's not outside the norm. That just sort of happens. I mean, you deal with me. But, and you hang out with Dan Hollifield, and he's a pan-dimensional wanderer, chronologing the Annals of Space, Time, and Infinite Possibilities. That's not weird. That's just, that's normal. Weird are the people who obsess about sitcoms and require laugh tracks to know when the parts are funny. That's weird. Oh, I'm in the mood. According to Charles Buddy Boy Bowman, my 10th grade bio teacher, it's okay to be weird if you know you're weird. Later, radio. Have a good day, Bonser. Like every other period of the year, there are things to get done. Yep. I'm dealing with the end of 2022 as best as possible, especially now that work has died down for the year. I'm glad to hear you, of all people, need some coast time. I would love the idea of embracing my floaty potato nature. Oh, geez. Sorry, guys. But my anxiety won't let that happen. So I'm trying to balance out everything I want to get done versus everything that needs to get done. And that's why, like, between Christmas and New Year's is usually my time to melt into a puddle and just sort of flop along with, like, large, fluffy coats and cocoa. And, like, I am going to be happy now, please. I always tell people it's okay to be weird. Just don't try to win an award at it. That's a valid point too. Weirdness should be an observation, not your identity. Because, like all things, there will be less weird and weirder people. I gave up trying to win the award for weird. Other people take weird to levels I have yet to attain. And that's a valid, there will always be greater and lesser weirdos. So don't judge yourself by others, but be confident and comfortable in your own state of weirdness. I just paraphrased and possibly bastardized the Desperado, but it's a good thing to work with. Blue Tag says, I'm about to have an incredibly busy couple of months, whether I want to or not. Just bracing myself. Is there any way we can promote what you're doing, or is it something that we can provide support or advice or help with in any way? Let me know, Blue Teddy. Richie says, hurting, missing my pops pretty bad. It's the first Christmas since his passing, and the first Christmas now without mom and pops. Trying to work on some old projects to take my mind off of it. The holidays are hard, and they're harder as you age because there's always a lot of emotion attached to them. I find one thing we all need to realize is the holidays need to operate by the rules of consent. Okay? You can't force anything on anyone justly. That means you can't force happiness when they aren't happy, or joy. And for me, as a Christian, I see it as multiple holidays, not just in the scope of you have Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and several other holidays rattling down that I am not saying, not because I don't know, but because I do not want to offensively mispronounce any of them. But even within the scope of so-called Christmas, you have the religious, emotional, beautiful celebration of the gift of Christ, of salvation, of people having hope where there was none. On a seasonal, perhaps even, dare I say, pagan level of it, where Yule comes in and some stuff, There is an overt sense of hope in the darkness as we approach the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. We pull life and light inside to remind ourselves that hope is coming, and it to do that, there always, to recognize hope, there must always be a certain shadow of despair, or else you don't see hope for what it is. So Christmas is, in its realest form of the holiday, very bittersweet, and I think we have to allow for that. Because there is a tangible energy in the air, at least, you know, where we live, and it's beyond the anticipation of presents and goodies. There should be, if you are celebrating Christmas as Christmas, especially, it should be a time where what you are putting out is not greed, nor anger, nor superiority, but peace on earth and goodwill towards men. Joy to the world, so to speak. And it should ride like snowflakes on the breeze. You should feel that. It should shine like a full moon on a crisp winter morn before the sun has risen, when you're looking out and you can see everything sparkle with iridescence. That's where we need to remember and be. And I think, ironically, with everything that's happened, the endurances of 2020 and beyond, the fear of what's to come, we're in a place where uniquely we can stop. And if we let ourselves, and if we're capable, feel it in a way we haven't. And for those of us who have suffered loss or are remembered of loss, we should provide comfort for them, but also space. Not like isolation, unless that's what they're truly seeking. But and even then, it's a really good idea. Room to, you're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to miss loved ones. Let's talk about that. That's part of it. So that's what I lean toward. Joe says the first set of holidays and birthdays will always be the hardest, but you have a great support group if you ever need something, Rich. Yeah. Blue Tay says gonna have to move soon to be closer to a sick family member, picking up a second job to fund the move. Oh, darling, I am sorry. I am sorry that you have to go through that kind of trauma. I'm glad that you get to be close to a family member, especially if they need it, because you're doing good for them. And any of your marketable things, books you've published, ad space, anything you got, hit me up, DM me, whatever, and we'll set up promotion for you. That's because I don't have the funds to support most of the people that I wish to support. I don't have the funds to do a lot of things. But I do have the opportunity to use what I have to help people find things. And that's what I do. I just run around making connections. So please, if there's any way I can do that for you, and even if not, reach out if you start feeling tired. This is a great group for that. There's a great family here indeed, and I am honored to be part of it. Without darkness, you can't understand light. The darker things get, the brighter those lights you do have in your light are. Yeah. I'm not a bright light, guys. There's so much brighter and more powerful and joyous than me out there. But I try to hang out in dim places where it's comfortable for the folks whose eyes hurt. But it's a whole lot brighter than maybe where you are. The liminal space between. And in that, I think this little program is another one of those funny liminal spaces in people's days where they can come in and be somewhere else with people who are someone else. And maybe even become something else in the travel. Sorry to hear that, Blue. With it being winter time, hopefully the move is at least to a warmer climate, and if you aren't already. Blue Tay says, sadly, Joe, in the south and headed north for the winter, the local birds are very confused by my actions. I can only imagine. Well, here's to a hopefully mild winter compared to the normal in the north. You've brought plenty of light to my life, brother. Plenty of light to my life. Well, that's what I try to do. We all try to affect the ripples we make, and sometimes we're doing it for improvement. Sometimes we're doing it for redemption. At least, we all have things we feel bad about, and we try to make up for. And we all have things that we wish we could be and we long for. And this program and this network, of loosely affiliated creators and lunatics, dreamers and shapers, dancers and makers, is here to help independent creators chase a dream, chase an idea that you can spread your thoughts and benefit from the thoughts of others, that there should be fair economic reimbursement for that there is hope. And that sort of idea is important because it's not big, it's not popular, and you can't sell it. You have to give it. You can't take it. You can't steal hope. You have to accept it. It's a very strange thing. And it's a beautiful thing because it transcends our worst and appeals to our best. And it resonates. The energy of hope, even in the darkness, resonates with higher planes and higher beings, whatever you want to call them. That's not my place to judge. I have my rules for me. And part of my rules for me is I'm supposed to treat people like I want to be treated. So that means I have to let other people have their rules for them. And I see that there are folks suffering. I see that folks are hurting. And if I can't prevent the damage, which I try to do, and it gets me in trouble. Lord knows it gets me in trouble. I've lost dear friends because I've warned them, guys, if you do this, then this will happen. And if you keep doing this, you will end up there. And then they do. And then they blame me for where that action is changed. And I miss them dearly when they leave my life. Even if I shouldn't, it's just who I am. But when you look around and the world is dark and the rain's coming down, you got two choices. You only have two. Oh, you have three, actually, but I don't like the third one. The third is just give up and lay in a puddle and, whatever happens. That is totally perpendicular to my flow and beliefs. It's almost it's contradictory. You know what I mean? If you're adding directionality, it's a perfect inversion. You can shake your fist and curse the darkness. And if you look right now, and you look at the news, you look at many people's feeds, you look at the papers, wherever, millions upon millions of people are shaking their fists and cursing the darkness. And they don't interest me. Aside from going, okay, let's try something else, there's not much interest. The people who interest me are the ones who are trying to light a fire. Some people have it. They've got their fire and they blaze valiantly, gregariously. They are beacons of hope and light and radiant beings of beauty, of form and thought. And they stride angelically amongst us. And they are too bright for me to look at too much. That sort of beauty physically hurts me. The people that interest me, the people that get my focus, are the fire tenders. The people who are sitting with the little sparks, flint and steel, and they're just trying to make a fire, and they're working at it. Those are the people that interest me, because those are the people that a little candle can help make their day better. And that's what this I like that. I like that. Darkness cares not for our opinion for it. You are, Carl, you're too kind to the darkness. I have a much more adversarial opinion on the darkness. But yeah. I think what we can do, though, is we can spread that light. And if you don't have a lot, that's fine. Walk the dim places. That's what I do. And my goal is to get people from dark places through the dim places to the brighter places I do not walk. So if I were to walk the dim place, the brighter places, my eyes would adjust. Wouldn't be able to see in the dark. So I like my liminal shady spots where I can be of use. I have a book along that subject. I think it's called The Lantern in the Dark. Someday I will finish that too. It's on the list of someday projects. Because if I ever willingly wade into my views on philosophy in a published manner, it has to be a touch more perfected. But we'll see. And that's what we do here. We create. You create your ideas. You spread thoughts. You tell stories. And I am not judgmental. I don't care if the stories you're creating are about big, burly, sweaty warriors with intrigue and lots of spiciness, or are about a certain spaceport tavern, or about a multiversal plane, or about somebody just falling in love, or a cookbook, or how to play a game that's brought you joy. What matters is you're putting ideas out into the universe, guys. You're putting kindness. You're putting something you love, even if it's not a positive color you are painting. And that is the work of humanity. Because if we build the dreams, and that's what we are, we're dream makers, we're dream weavers. There are people who are manifestors. There are people who, I want to build a house. I will take a picture of this house, and I will take this blueprint, and I will build this house, and they do it. And I think we lose sight of what a miracle we, as a paragon of animals, do almost every minute of every day. We change these surroundings. We work with or against nature to meet our terms. Such is a delightful applied hubris and yet heroism in almost equal parts. To look up and go, no. Because darkness is a natural state, folks. That's the terrible thing. Darkness is what happens when there's no action. When everything stops, it all goes dark. To vibrate, to luminesce, and it's been proven though our eyes cannot recognize it. Humanity is a bioluminescent species. We literally glow in the dark, yet our eyes cannot recognize it. And so I say to you, be that light. Tell your stories. And when you see somebody whose light's dimming because of sorrow, because of loss, because of memory, be the light for them. Be the warmth for them in the cold. Because cold and darkness walk hand in hand. Do not forget that, friends. But we, as humans, as creatures capable of empathy and sympathy and caring, as interconnected sentients, can provide support for each other, can provide love for each other. And that's what we're about. That's why, though I took over the show from my man, Brian, it is a little different, and I admit it. It's a whole lot more philosophical. It can be, I know I've been accused of being borderline preachy. Sometimes I go full fire and brimstone preachy. I'm okay with that. Because I am passionate about the ideas and the ideals. And if you are suffering, that's okay. This is a show. You are allowed to hurt. We need to stop treating emotional pain like it's a moral failing. It is part of the human condition. And there is more to humanity than production and productivity. We are not machines. So if you are hurting, and I'm watching the chat right now is being very, very supportive, especially of Ghana. And that's what we need. That's what she needs, and that's what we need. Because if we can do that for others, if we can provide a light for others, if we can provide hope or joy or entertainment or whatever for others, even for a moment to lift their burdens, that means in the dark hours, 4 a.m., the hour of the wolf, when all your problems come scratching at the door of your mind, and no matter how crowded you may be, no matter how many people are in the house, you feel as though on an island alone. In that long, dark tea time of the soul, you can remember that if you could help others, perhaps others can help you. And that reaching out saves lives. That the ability to reach out and the ability to receive, to keep that human connection, regardless of distance or situation, that community is what will save not just the individuals, but save the world. Because I know there are dark forces that walk. I know there are individuals who prey and grift and steal and leech. And they serve a darkness whether they admit it or not. But there are individuals, you look at this chat, people who walk with love and intelligence and wit. The scarred people who elect not to harden their hearts, though their bodies carry the marks of the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. Those are the people that matter. And the people, at least the vast majority of the people I promote on the show, the ones I talk to, are those people or are trying to be those people. And I believe that it is a sacred gift to be able to help folks. And to see you guys reaching out and know that right now, across DMs and little messages, post-it notes, things, people are conspiring for good. You don't know it, but right now people are plotting to do good things in this world. And if they do it right, they do it unseen. That is beautiful. That is just. And that is what, at the end of the day, I want to be about. Yes, I'm a man. I am a jester of sorts, a blundering, limping little fellow who goes out spreading amusements in whatever ways I can. Sometimes it's an off-color remark. Sometimes it's a heartfelt lecture. Sometimes it's a hug. Sometimes it's a kick in the pants because that's what's needed. But in the end, for all my books and all my works and videos and art, and travels and journeys, and which are not the same thing, what matters is that there was help and hope. So, with that kind of message, I think it's a good time to let you guys go. I went a little later than my usual hour. And I have a son who's right now hunkered down, playing on his Kindle, neglecting to have breakfast because he likes to wait for me. So I'm going to log off. I'll go through these comments real quick. This is a great group, and I appreciate the support I receive here. That's our job, Donna. We'll also have a little group therapy tonight in the particular back alley Facebook room. Let me know. We talked about darkness. It doesn't deserve much more. Richie says, well, you're pretty dang awesome, Donna, and I'm not hard to pour love out on you, especially when you're hurting. And hearts. Hearts to Donna. Hearts to Richie. Hearts to Blue Teddy. Hearts to everyone who's hurting and doesn't feel right in talking about it because other people are. You carry loads that are unknown and unseen, but it is appreciated. And if it becomes too heavy, just reach out. Carl says, try to have a good day, everyone. And I'm going to second that. And if it's in you, please create. Because, like I say, if you write, you can fix it. If you draw, you can repair it. But at the end of the day, you can't edit a blank page. I will see you actually tomorrow for Nerd Bacon over at Luke Stone Studios. And I'll be right back here Friday morning for another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. Stay safe out there, guys. The weather's turning kind of rough all over for at least America. Be safe. I love you.